Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning volatility report. It is I, Andy Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, welcoming you to our Friday morning vol report, or maybe we're going to call it the lack of vol report. Let's see. Oh, all right. VIX is up 14 cents. All right. Understanding how to own long gamma and long premium. This will be a class basically really trying to focus on the types of advantages you have in a low vol market, and trying to scout out opportunities when options get too cheap. Also, we'll do a little bit of understanding why option premiums get to certain levels. Why do they get so low? Why don't the algos scoop them all up, which sometimes they do. But why does stuff get that cheap? There's always a reason. So we'll do part of that. That's part of our education process from a former liquidity provider point of view. So Saturday class next Saturday. If you're an Option Pit Live subscriber or higher, you get this class for free. Not only that, if you're a gold member, you get everything in our store with your subscription. All right. We have so much about options at Option Pit, your head might burst trying to figure it all out. Because mine almost does, trying to write it all. All right, and with that, let's get on. Also, too, don't forget, check out our blog every once in a while. We post 2, 3, sometimes 5 blogs a week, at least in the evening, on what's going on. All right, like I said, Apple volatility. Apple April volatility gets to the 16 handle this week. Before earnings, I've never seen that in what I would call the modern Apple, like since 2001 Apple, after Steve Jobs came back. It was kind of a crazy junk show in the 90s when it was kind of falling apart until it got resurrected. But like what I would say, Apple trading now is kind of the behemoth that it is. 16 volatility, that far out before earnings, never seen it that low. But trades of interest in general. We're going to be looking at some pairs at Option Pit today. VIX at 1081. Can it go lower? Sure. Is it easy for it to go lower? Not really. But we need to kind of, if we continue to have the same activity that we have, VIX cash will probably drift a little lower. The fact that it's bid into the weekend is a little strange, actually. And again, I don't normally say this, but I think anytime you get a real bid for VIX now, it still feels like you want to try to find a way to sell it. Normally, I'm not the one to sell the first. Of course, you can. There's lots of good ways to sell VIX. Different ways to do it. We're teaching those in our master classes. We're just rolling into that part right now. But with the volatility this cheap, with VVIX this cheap, it's a fadeable event. Okay. Something has, at this point, we really need something to really change. For whatever reason, the equity markets have, they've absorbed the new president, so to speak, and they're just kind of grinding higher. Something we talked about yesterday is we need help from technology. We didn't get it. Google earning, I think the revenue was good, but they didn't like the earnings, so Google's down a little bit from all-time highs. The Microsoft juggernaut continues, all-time highs. Intel, not quite there, but still, doing okay for a tired old chip company that, pays a 2.5% dividend. So as far as technology is doing okay, it didn't blow the doors off. We still have Amazon, we still have Facebook, we still have Apple, and some of the other like mainline technology companies. But I think that those are what's going to drive growth, or at least growth in equities. The banks could be interesting, but mostly I think the banks make a better wheel trade now than anything else. Mostly we've been looking at the small to mid cap banks that are interesting. And, really that's about it. Are you expecting a big jump in VIX? I think for VIX really to make any meaningful move, and I mean to like the 13, 14 level, we're going to need a down day. We're going to need a 1% down day. It's got to happen. It's going to happen eventually. The problem is not going broke trying to buy VIX calls in the meantime when that's going to happen. So there are better ways to do it than just buy calls. And with that, if you guys check into our chat room, Option Pit Live, or any of our gold or platinum courses and learn some stuff. But we'll be here, and with that, signing off for the week. This is Andrew at Option Pit Live at optionpit.com. You guys take care.